Okay, so I'm back. Just to kind of do a little debugging, I went into the Highlands config and turned off the unique block types. So I'm going to try to take a walk out of the chunks we've already loaded here and see if I can notice a performance improvement. If so, I mean, it won't be that big of a... Huh. Over there in the distance appears to be a city from the generator mods pack. Let me see. From the looks of it, a city that hasn't completely rendered in. This is a problem with the Formivore city mods, which is if you're too close to it when it generates, it will tend to kind of not all generate at once, even though the game thinks it's there, and you end up getting kind of errors with it. This also looks like it's one of the ruined sandstone cities, which, if you saw the episodes posted from Minecraft with Dix this past weekend, you will know these can be very dangerous just from gas spawners alone, which will work in the daytime. Yeah, because see over here, where this part of the city rendered outside the loaded chunk range, and it's much more complete. But yeah, these are very dangerous, and right now it's not something I want to try to deal with, so we're going to go around this a little later on when I'm better equipped. I'm going to come back to this and, take it for everything it has, because there's great treasure in those. You just kind of have to try to live through taking it. So I'm going to circle around the city here and try to get around to a new part of the forest and see how things are working. Excuse me while I pull up my large map view for a moment. This part of the beach is actually kind of wide. That's probably why the city was able to generate here enough space loaded into the chunk memory, and the generator decided that, yeah, this'll work. And there's another bad thing right here. What this is an entrance to an underground obsidian city. And if that sounds ominous, it is, because obsidian cities are full of Enderman spawners. And while there's ways to deal with that part of it safely, like wearing a pumpkin over your head, which will make Endermen not tend to attack you, even if you accidentally glance at one. The cities being made of obsidian are very, very dark, and there will be a lot of other hostile mobs spawning within them. That's another thing that right now I'm not really equipped to take on, so we're going to leave that alone. Although I do have an idea for a special project that might eventually take advantage of that. And that is the entrance to a regular underground city, which has basically the same problems as the Obsidian underground city, except without the Endermen spawners. Okay, so over here, you might be able to notice, actually since they're side by side, you can really notice the difference in the trunk color of the redwoods. That one is very red because that's one of the ones that was rendered in using the unique block types from the Highlands 2.0 mod. Whereas these that are more brown, which are using oak wood, I think. Let me see. I believe they're using oak to form the trunks. And, that's still not tree capitating. I think... Okay, so maybe the problem is the tree capitator settings, rather than the unique blocks. But basically the point of this trip was not to fall down the hole, no. Basically the point of this trip was to find out if the game performance would be a little bit better if we just stick with the vanilla tree blocks. And so far I don't have any indication really either way. And in a little bit, I'm going to have to try to head back, or... No, actually, I'm going to have to try to head back because I don't have wool to make another bed to... Crap. Yes, I don't have wool to crap. Okay. Tower up. Good. And now try to walk around this at a low frame rate without falling in. This is a little treacherous. It's possible, too, my computer just needs rebooted to make this run a little bit better. Yeah, the sun's starting to go down, so at this point, it's looking like time to head back as much as I can. I'm trying to jump over this little mound, but the control response time is not great at the moment, which is another reason I really want to get back out of this forest before nightfall. Because if hostile stuff starts spawning, it's going to be hard for me to deal with it with this much lag. I really miss older Minecraft, where things like this weren't really that much of an issue. Time for cooking. Yep, just had to eat 4 cookies to get full. As I go past the Ruined Sandstone City, more of it is probably loaded incorrectly because that's kind of how it works. Once you go out of a chunk, once it decides to load again, usually the city will be loaded the rest of the way. I'm not sure if we went far enough away from it for that to work, but we'll take a look as we go past it. We don't have to go too far around it. There can be gas spawners on the walls, but usually it's villager spawners. And that's another thing I'm going to be careful of if I come through here. I'm going to take out some of those villager spawners, because if it overpopulates in there, that's going to really bog things down. Getting to be nighttime. I'm going to equip the stone sword right now because it'll last a little longer. And just like before, I think once I get back to my shelter, there's a creeper standing over there in that shadow. I want to give that a bit of a wide berth because I think it's a creeper. We're going to assume it's a creeper and just move on. I give it a wide berth so it doesn't lock onto me. I can probably outrun it, but if I don't have to, that's even better. Yes, obviously I walked a little bit too far. I didn't really think this through well. I think shelter is this way. Thankfully, there's not a lot spawned on the surface right now, and, not along the path I'm taking. Yeah, I can see the light from the shelter. Almost there. Just a little more. Come on. Don't spawn in front of me. Some Endermen. Gotta be careful where I look. Although... wanna see something stupid? Let's have a little fun. Hopefully they're still there. Uh-huh. And I got an ender pearl. The other one's up there. Okay, Gotta do this. Well, that at least got off the top of the shelter. There you are. And it took some of my shelter away. This one must have learned from its friend that I killed. Alright. Took on 2 Endermen and got 2 Ender Pearls out of it. That's a lot better than the normal rate. So now if I can just get back to my little hut and sealed entrance behind me, I will be in... Get in. Thank you. Good shape. And I can't sleep because that skeleton turned aggressive on me. Well, even if I have to wait it out till morning, it's not going to get me in here. So that wasn't really the trip I planned for, but I'm not dissatisfied with the results, I have to say. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, well, I'm gonna call this one here, and I'll be back in the morning after everything's burned to death.